is going to be hot. So you have, once again, the dynamic here is Elevate, who is hungry, ready to play, and have been shooting for the past, as you see the warm-ups right here, 2v2 Forge CTF warm-ups on your screen. Those of you who have seen tournaments before, this is a very fast-paced, chaotic 2v2 CTF warm-up that they're going to just be sniping, hitting no-scopes, constantly shooting. They're going to be hot coming into the series. Very curious how Trifecta is going to be able to just jump right into this. As we said, the last time they shot was now probably about 10 minutes ago, bare minimum, maybe 15 minutes ago. So they're going to come up against a hot squad.
Okay, well, while we're still waiting for this game to get underway, they're keeping us waiting. They're building the anticipation. We're actually going to jump over to one of our feature stations at the moment and check out some more Halo 5 action for you. As you can see there, it looks like we have the guys on Renegades taking on the guys from Mocket Esports, another European team here, and surprise, surprise, no surprise to me, to be honest. I mean, the guys on Mocket, they made it out of the open bracket, they made it into groups, and for this group of players who have been playing together for so long, that is a fantastic achievement, and the opportunity for them to go up against such established players, such a powerhouse in Renegades, I mean, they're going to be happy with just that.
Yep, 2 kills to go here for Renegades, 1 kill to go now. We're going to find out if this is a game 2 or a game 5 for you to see exactly where this series sits, but let's talk about the guys on Mocket while we're here. I mean, as far as this game is just about closing out, this should be the last kill. Yes, indeed, it does come in. Pretty great performance from them so far to make it to groups.
Yeah, they, as I say, they attended Orlando, I believe. You know, they've tried to make it out to as many North American events as they can, and that's not just through the qualification method. They've played their own way. Shout out to Mocket Esports and for supporting these guys and showing the belief in them, because these are 4 grinders of European Halo. They don't, you know, get in any beef or anything like that. They just play Halo. They love Halo. Super, super nice guys. If anyone sees them around the venue, just go and say hello to them, congratulate them, because they deserve everything they've got here at this event. Making it into groups for them was a huge, huge moment.
It was great to see, of course, their names. Every time we're in Europe, we see them, right? They're at the events. They're there competing. It's great to see them doing so well here as well. And really upsetting dozens of teams in North America as they blaze their way through the bracket. Based on how everyone was sitting there, pretty sure that was a game number 2. You did not see players leaving their seats. So we'll also check back in with that series if we're still waiting on the main stage as well. So I have to imagine that it might be a 2-0 right now in favor of the guys on Renegades, but we'll check in with that series again.
And let's talk about the tournament as a whole a little bit. What we saw yesterday, especially focusing on the top 4, that now that we just have seen, obviously, Renegades, or potential top 4 here. Let's talk about that a little bit, because who was the most impressive for you as we see some of the kills to death ratios, which are going to obviously help your argument a little bit here, Andy, but as far as the teams are concerned, you know, we're talking about Tox, we're talking about Splice, we're talking about Reciprocity and Renegades. Who impressed you most yesterday?
I'd have to say I really like what we saw from Tox. I think that just their attitude, right, has been kind of slowed down, excuse me, that has been kind of humbled just a bit after the World Championship, and they're taking that loss very seriously still, but yet very confident. I'd love to see that from them. Of course, you also have to give a shout out to Snipetown at the top of your KD leaderboard here with a KD of 2.26. They're looking very strong, but I look at the diversity we're seeing here, right? We got a player from Reciprocity, right? We've got guys from Hitman, just like you're pointing out here, 3 players from Hitman in that top KD. So really, if this leaderboard is any indication, there's a lot of top talent here still fighting for that #1 spot.
Yeah, and the thing that's interesting for me is looking at that, like you touched upon there, 3 players there from Hitmen finding it into that top KDA for up to this point. And that, for me, is going to be an interesting thing to watch. They're obviously getting their kills, obviously doing a great job in slaying. I want to see their objective game types as to how they've been performing and then see if they've been efficient as well. But now we're jumping back over to Charlie, and we're jumping back into this series between Mocket Esports and the guys on Renegades. At the moment, I believe it is 2-0 to the guys on Renegades. But 3 players now going to fall for the guys on Mocket. That's actually going to be 4 dead. Midquin set up with a sniper, narrowly misses the shot on the player off the respawn, but that flag is already on the move.
No, like you just saw 2 players there spawning court. Penguin's picking up kills, and I believe Midquin just picked up the next one. But that is the right play. If you're spawning court, do not try to challenge jump up. Do not try to challenge rocks, especially with Halo 5 speed. You get straight through court, you go straight to the enemy, jump up, get into their rocks, start to make some noise around Bond. You don't want to be challenging that sniper angle. Get through to really start the push. So I like what I'm seeing there, even though we see the first flag go in for the guys there on Renegades. It's a nice attempt there. The guys on the other side are really doing the right plays.
Yeah, it's almost, you know, you're not used to, you know, Refuge, not used to Sanctuary. You can kind of compare it to how Fathom used to play in that respect. You know, if you go forward maybe the overextension is the best way to go. Try and cut the map in half and get across and maybe get a flag return that way. But at the moment, you can see total map control in the hands of Renegade. They're all already up in this game, 2-0.
And they're,
Penguin moving in on this third flag. If he gets this one out, this could be well be the game.
And a back-to-back flag cap we just saw as they're able to put both those in. They're going to try to make this 3 flags in a very quick, just over 2 minutes if they can get away with it. Here comes the Rocks run as they bring this all the way through, and they should be able to get this back, if I'm honest here, with the cover that Pillars are going to offer. I think they're going to go ahead and cap this in almost under 2 minutes. It'll just be a few seconds over.
Yeah, this looks like it could be the quickest game of the day. Renegades not missing a beat from yesterday, and that's going to be the series, as you can see there. But I believe our main stage game is now finally ready. So it is going to be Elevate taking on Trifecta. We've talked about it. We're ready to get into the games. Andy, I just want to get into this one now.
Here we go. Spartan versus Ryan Noob. You've seen the trash talk on Twitter. Bad blood between these players. One series to decide who will take it. They've got 5 games to do it.
5 games to do it. Best of 5 in the groups, as you well know. Starting off with Eden Oddball here. And Oddball, you know, a game type that Elevate struggled a little bit on yesterday. A game type they actually played against Splice on Echelon, and I was expecting a little bit more from them, to be honest, especially against an under-practiced Splice. By their own admission, you heard Shotzi at the end of the day yesterday. I mean, they're learning the call-outs while they're here. I mean, that, to me, that's crazy. And they're still winning games. So it's surprising to see Elevate, you know, struggle on that one. It'd be interesting to see if they can make amends in this series. Finally, we're about to get our second series on the main stage of the day underway. Here we go. We're going to start off with the man who had some big words at the start of this series. It's Spartan.
And, I mean, who else can we start with here, as Spartan is going to be the player who's going to try to get that... Oh, no! Get burn. It's a big burn there from Musa to deny the overshield.
Yeah, that couldn't have been closer, that burn. I think Spartan was like a microsecond away from getting that full overshield there. You can see early ball time going into the hands of Trifecta there, but slightly sloppy, maybe not too many kills going down there. And sometimes if you try and grab that oddball when they don't have that numerical advantage, you forwards almost guaranteeing the other team 10 to 15 seconds of ball time.
Right now, it's starting to have a ball hold here, of course, just like is the case with so many of these Halo 5 maps, as Save right there is trying to go for that play ball. There's really a demand where you need to be constantly ready to rotate, and that's not just the case with Oddball. A lot of Halo 5 game types play that way, but Oddball's certainly no exception. You need to be ready to rotate, keep the enemy team chasing you, force those spawns in a way that allows you to really rack up a lot of time.
Sniper rifle is so useful on this map as well. If you can get set up in that red or blue base, having that one sniper rifle on the map, that distance weapon, if you can get 2 or 3 dead, you can pick off 2 or 3 respawners with that weapon, and you can guarantee yourself 20, 30 seconds of game time. So whoever has this weapon in their hand, while their team have the oddball in their hands, they can rack up those points.
Gotta also point out, there's a very effective play ball we just saw from red base. Expect the players to not necessarily sit back in the base windows because you're very far from play ball territory there. Expect them, whenever that pressure comes, they're going to start to creep towards outside. Another headshot for Rain so that they can play that ball off, toss it bottom middle, and reset the entire map. That's important on all of the oddball games you're going to see today.
Yeah, Rain starting this one off hot, and I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. I remember he was back on Liquid when he was putting in those big performances, getting those big results. He was the man to watch when he had that sniper rifle in his hands, and that is the medal that Dave Walsh loves, the Wingman medal. That's 5 assists without dying. At the moment, the man on your screen not only picking up kills, but doing everything for his team.
All right, and actually Trifecta going to go up here with a quick lead as they get just a 1-second lead, but pretty close off the break. Neither team able to really establish any sort of control or rotation so far here in this game. Now taking a look across, we'll see exactly who we jump on board with now to Shooter.
Yeah, one thing I don't think you'll be seeing too much in Halo 5, especially with some of these teams that are very closely matched, is huge amounts of ball time being racked up at once because of the mobility, because of how quickly you can get across the map with sprint, etc. You know, they're not going to be able to lock down a setup. There's not going to be that 20, 30, 40, 50 second extended period of time where they're going to be able to hold that ball just because of the fact of how quick you can get across the map in comparison to previous iterations that we might have seen on the likes of Halo 3 and Halo 2.
Yep, you see Shooter dropping and shooting right there, tossing the ball to get all the way to red as fast as he can. He's able to get there very quickly, and now you see it coming back. Whenever you see players right around blue side tower, expect that rotation to come through, and look at that heads-up play there by Shooter to drop front and put that damage down. Great play from him.
And that's something you're going to see a lot of, I think. You'll see sort of 10, 15 seconds picked up, and then it becomes a 4v4 battle in Halo 5. It's not a case of, you know, as you say, no setups really as far as classically are we looking at an oddball. It becomes, we've got this ball for the amount of time that they've come in off that respawn. Now we're going to go back into a 4v4 challenge because we don't want to leave ourselves at that disadvantage.
Yeah, I was talking to Snipe Down earlier this weekend, and him and I were kind of saying, so far what we've seen in scrims and 2Ks, not enough teams initially in oddball were dropping and shooting enough, right? As soon as that pressure comes, drop and shoot. Just like Shooter, he drops and flanks to front red and is able to get pretty much a free kill on that player and is able to distract another. That's a huge play. We need to see teams dropping and shooting, just like you said, and you grab that 10 to 15 seconds that's almost guaranteed after a full slay. So you have to be a bit more milky with your time and strategic, but eventually those points do add up.
See Elevate here with this ball in their control. They're racking up quite a bit of time here, making this comeback, but not too many points on the board for either team at the moment. It looks like with those 2 kills going down to them, they will take the lead. It's Sabinator at the moment, as you can see, with the ball in his hand. You can see 2 players drop now. He's going to try and rotate towards his teammate, potentially move the ball towards tower for respawns, or he's going to be looking for that play ball.
I also got to point out there some big help was coming in that L-Town had on the Elevate side. Really great team shots to make sure that Ryan Noob's red nest push was not successful. If you're a player, you know, who misses a no-scope and you still get the kill because of the pressure that came in from teammates, that's big. Ryan Noob does have that overshield, and it looks like, oh, L-Town doesn't get the backpack. Take a look at the kill feed, gets the backpack on Ryan Noob with that overshield, so that's going to neutralize him, take him out of the play entirely.
Yeah, Falcated should have died there to Ryan Noob. But you got to be honest, you know, the amount of bullets that Falcated managed to get into that overshield player should not happen.
And it allowed L-Town to get that backpack.
Yeah, exactly. The time that it took there allowed the player to come behind him and pick it up, and at the moment I really want to see Falcade reload. Finally he does. It's my pet hate when I see 1 bullet in the chamber. You're not going to win too many battles with 1 bullet, but L-Town now picking up another kill, and you can see Elevate with some of the plays that they've been making, especially that last back smack on the overshield. They're now in a fairly commanding lead.
Yeah, and right here is really a turning point, right? The game is only 14 points separating the two. Now they're going to start putting time on the board again. A Hydra in hand for Falcated, but this is really a chance for them to run away with this lead. And if you're on the Trifecta side, you don't want to let them to really rack up time. I think they're going to try to pull this outside blue, if I'm not mistaken. No, Moose is actually trapped here, so he's not going to be able to go just yet.
See, they needed to try and kill that player a little bit quicker, and that delaying of his death there by Falcated has allowed now a 4 dead, and small little plays like that. All of the players there on Trifecta desperately trying to look for Falcated. They let him get away. They're all looking that direction. There come the rest of Elevate. Come around the corner, pick up their kills they need to. Now look at that. Ball in hand, Sabinator racking out points.
And Onset, you called it perfectly, right? They got 3 dead at the same time, and even though all the 3 of those players had spawned, that's when Sabinator started the grab. And take a look at this. He's able to grab a consistent 15 seconds at least here. Is going to be even more as the pressure finally starts to come in. And here's that play ball spot I was talking about, right? He's going to go ahead and toss that right off, and he manages to stay alive just for an extra second. But the fact that he can hold it there for 20 seconds and then is able to play ball, that is perfect. That is textbook there. Great stuff from him. And
that's the exact example of why you play ball there. Musa was trying to be on top of that respawn, pick it up. Thought that, you know, he probably got the call out. There was 2 or 3 dead, but by the time that he was on that ball and ready to pick it up, hey, those players have come back off the respawn and they're taking him down. But the overshield has gone into the hands of Shooter now. He's picking up kills. He's going to find a sniper rifle as well. And most importantly, of course, in oddball, it looks like Trifecta have managed to get that ball in their hands.
Here you go. He wants Shooter needs to stay alive here. Also takes minimal damage. He's should be able to turn 2 here. Yes, indeed. Does pick up the double kill. So right now, still putting his team in a good position to get back in this game. 93-72, and they are right back here.
Looks like they're going to try and set up around blue here, try and cut off the angles. And one thing to remind some people of as well, if you might be new to oddball once again, when you've got that oddball in your hands, you still need to put yourself in a position where you can lock down some of the map, use the angles. And at the moment, Shooter's missing everything. He's going to get charged by 2 players. Here comes the push from Elevate. He's not hitting much, and that's going to be 3 players that drop. Not the greatest of plays we've seen from Shooter.
No, I don't know how he stayed alive that long, though. Some terrible grenades from the other side of the stage, but eventually Elevate will get the best of them. They're going to get sniper rifle in hand as well as ball control, so they're going to be the first team to cross that 100-point threshold.
I love this rotation. You can see L-Town swapping with that ball player, knows that the cutoff and the spawns are going to be coming in towards tower, so puts himself in a position to protect that ball player.
As we take a look now, 114-86, Elevate really starting to pull away here. 4 minutes left in the game, so still an opportunity for Trifecta to rally back, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, that is going to be tough. Let's jump into a listen-in now with Elevate to see what they're doing right and how the pumps are sounding.
Nice job, nice job. They might be outside. Do you have to go tower with this?
Should be outside.
Yeah.
Blue door,
outside. We don't need to go tower.
Alright, come back.
Okay.
We gotta kill blue door though. We gotta kill blue door.
I got one.
Blue alley.
Watch out, Blue alley. I need it, watch out.
Son. Where?
Watch out top cat, Ryan. He's top cat going tower.
Watch out blue beer.
All right, let's play for this one. Play for this one.
Guys, we need 15 seconds to win. Watch out,
Ryan, you're awful!
Go. Guys, we can win. Just watch out. Watch out. Watch out.
Turbine.
Oh, we gotta get ball if I die. Oh, we ball. Okay.
I can't get it. I can't get it. They're on it. Apologies to headphone users. Spartan just let Ryan Noob know what he thinks of him.
There you go. You hear that trash talk coming across the stage. Right now, only 2 points until Elevate closes this out. Making sure Ryan Noob knows about that last battle. Spartan getting loud. I expect that's not the last time we're going to hear him yell across the stage.
Absolutely not. We know about Tyler. He gets pumped. He gets fired up when he wants to win, and he's doing exactly that at the moment. Elevate, though, they're only 2 points away from winning this game, but Ryan Noob doing what Ryan Noob does best, and that is traversing the map, being annoying and moving this ball around. 2 players on his team. On his team do drop, to Sabinator. That's going to be 4 dead. The ball falls into the hands of Elevate, and game number 1 will fall into the hands of Elevate as well.
And look at that, Spartan giving just a few looks as he exchanges pounds with teammates, giving just a few looks across the stage as well. Elevate has to be feeling strong after that first one, and I have to ask, you know, in the end, it's going to be the guys on Elevate outslaying their opponents 57-51, but I have to ask, you know, how does Ryan Noob and crew, how do they feel after that last loss? We're not seeing a lot of energy out of them.
And there is Spartan's parents there. You can see them chilling in the crowd, smile on their face at the moment, 1-0 up in the series. Things can change though, Andy, as we know. In Halo 5 very, very quickly. Now we're moving on to our second map of the series. Opportunity for them to get back into this one as we have a look at the Carnage report there. And it is, of course, the man himself, Spartan, 16 kills in that game.
Look at that. I mean, great stuff from L-Town as well. 18 kills from him. Great numbers. On the other side, really not a terrible performance in terms of slaying. As we said, there's only 6 kills in terms of difference in the slaying category. However, objectively, quite a lead there and quite comfortable control. And it really was around that point you and I talked about, around the 63-50 point, where we saw that big hold from Elevate. They're in the base, they got 3 dead, they held at least till the 90 mark. And since then, we really saw the game go neck and neck after that. But once you have the 40-point lead, that is how Elevate was able to close it out. They got the lead mid-game, and they never let it go.
Once you have that lead, you don't have to touch that oddball. You just have to pick up kills and keep the opposition off of it, and I think that's something we'll see quite a lot of. But now we're moving into our map number 2. Some classic Halo coming at you right now. Slayer on Truth. We've seen this map pretty much through
my whole life.
Iterations. It's been a big part of your life.
Yeah, this map has certainly been a big part of my life. It's been a big part of everyone's life too, as well. Of course, first debuting, I believe, November 9th, 2004 in the United States. Of course, mid-ship Halo 2's launch. As you see, a fantastic launch map for the game, and now still playing a later iteration of it here, as we now see Spartan grab that first camo.
Well, apparently, Andy's really good with dates. Rhino's going to be taken down as well, as we saw in the opening as well. Spartan with the camo early on, 4-2 here for Elevate. A fantastic opening strategy coming from them. Doubling the lead, and they managed to get that all-important power-up as well. Now it's about if they can put it to use. When you get these power-ups, can you put it into a 4-5? Beautiful grenade there from Spartan. He's going to hit another player there, and then manages to avoid a grenade as well, playing this one absolutely perfectly.
That is a beautiful grenade off of the front lip, up into the sneaky, put it pretty much right next to his ankles as he picks up that kill. Camo is running out any second, but they've got themselves a little bit of a lead, and I like how Spartans just kind of hung around bottom middle and help to clean up these kills one by one. That's given them a nice little lead here to start.
Yeah, and I like the teamwork I'm seeing from Elevate as well. You can see Spartan pushing in with Sabinator at the moment, trying to find this player under the base. It's going to be Musa with the green gun. Musa cleans that one up, but traded out immediately, and that's what I mean by that teamwork. The buddy system coming in there. Yes, Spartan got taken out, but managed to trade the kill thanks to the help from Sabinator.
If they can keep that up, they'll be sitting pretty for the rest of this game. Next camo, by the way, coming up in just about 45 seconds. So with this game still close, only 4 kills now separating the 2. This camo's could be one of the turning points, like we talked about last game, where we could see Elevate really start to run away with it, or Trifecta might stay in the game. Look for that once again, 33 seconds from now.
Yeah, L-Town's going to have the jumper here on Rain, I believe P1, but that camouflage coming up. It's actually Rhino, sorry, who's down P1 at the moment. Rhino manages to turn that one around with a little bit of help from his teammate as well. Now just a 3-kill game at the moment. You can see at the moment all of the guys from Elevate are spawning on the car side of the map, so it's going to be up to L-Town to move towards this pink side and fight for the battle for the camo.
Yeah, the man with the highest KD in this series, I believe you just saw 1.38 there is his number. Camo coming up in 7 seconds. So he's going to want to stay right around ring 2, and you're going to see the great pressure that we also used to see former Optic Gaming and Tox apply. You don't just hold pink, you get into the base to cut off the pink door entirely. There's a camo grab for Musa.
Yeah, great work from the observers in the back. Shout out to Richie Hines and of course Wonderboy doing a great job as always to keep us informed of exactly what's going on with these power-ups, and of course you guys at home as well. Spartan down pick 1 at the moment. Does a great job though to make sure that he was trading out that kill on the camouflage. Although Trifecta managed to get it into their hands, they're not going to be able to use it to do any particular damage.
Yeah, it's great that they made sure that we didn't see another Spartan camo run where he's just causing havoc bottom middle, but like you said, they didn't convert quite as much as they maybe would have liked to on that one, and got to give credit to the guys on Elevate. You saw a little bit of windmilling there from Musa, not able to finish the kill on pink 1, and it really cost him.
Only picking up a double in the feed at the moment. Be challenging as well. Saw Sabinator on the car side of the base. Sabinator playing this one nicely though, just not overextending, making sure he's always in a position to back down from a battle, knowing that his team's at a disadvantage numerically. Put some shots down on Shooter there. Great teamwork again coming in here though from the guys on Trifecta. You have to give them credit. Although Elevate are doing a good job of keeping this lead at sort of 4 to 5 kills, you can see the team shot is coming in. Shooter and Ryan, they're going to cut that kill lead down to 3.
Yep, great work from both of those players to keep this. We've seen several kills. You might remember the Ryan Noob kill where he doubled back on pink 1 with the thrust to pick up the kill. Anytime you can get these extra trades to keep your team in the game, those add up. They make such a difference towards the end. So even though it looks like a player just getting a single trade in the middle of the game isn't that big of a deal if they're losing and they're currently trailing, those kills do matter. And take a look now, it's only a 1-kill game because Trifecta is forcing those trades.
Yeah, and what's happening at the moment is finally they've made the decision to push a base. Sabinator, by sitting on the bottom of the car, he's just forcing his teammates every time they're in engagement, they might lose that battle, to spawn on the car side of the map, and that's exactly what the guys on Elevate would have wanted. Sorry, the guys on Trifecta would have wanted. As you say, Andy, cut down to a 2-kill lead now. Musa up on P3, trying to do some damage. Now the pushes are coming in.
And already next camo's coming up in 5 seconds, so keep an eye on this pink 1. You're going to see Trifecta trying to set up once again. If they can convert here, now tied up at just down by 1 kill. Camo has popped though any second. I believe it's going to be grabbed right now. Musa, this is a little bit of deja vu here. Here he is, pink 1 again. Now get out of there, Musa. Stay alive.
Musa. Run, Moose. Run the Moose. He's trying to get away. There's actually a Moose convention here in New Orleans at the moment, but he doesn't want to be one that's on display because 28 to 28 is the score, and he's managed to get away with that camouflage. A real chance here for Trifecta to get back in the game.
Like, you gotta love what you see though. I mean, it's almost the same exact observer angle and the same exact camo play and to begin with, but then Musa knows that he has to get out of pink 1 because the pressure will come. But my oh my, Trifecta not only back in this game, but leading for the first time in quite a while.
Yeah, and Musa's doing a great job here of putting himself in position to just be a complete and utter nuisance to Elevate, putting so much damage down, so many shots, trying to help out his teammates all of the time. Should clean up this kill here on L-Town, or his teammate should. Indeed, he does. Shooter cleans that one up, and look at that. Now we have a lead developing for Trifecta.
That's great stuff from Musa. What a difference from his first camo that we just saw, and his second camo instead is able to stay alive. And you saw him dodging and dipping and making sure not getting hit by those grenades bottom middle. Now look at all the help he's given. This team, it looks great in game number 2. Here they are up 35 to 30. He gets caught off guard for a second, so desperately going to try to stay alive.
Yeah, trying to stay alive. He knows where the spawns are coming in, and because his teams had that advantage, they should be able to try and get into position to help him out. But great work here from Elevate to get those first couple of kills in that team fight. Now just down by 3, doing a good job of staying in this one, but I just feel like Trifecta, they're a momentum team. That little run they're on there is going to help them out immensely.
Oh, absolutely. But, you know, you see Elevate, they get 3 unanswered kills here, so now it's 33 to 35. Next camo isn't for another 30 seconds, though, so don't expect Spartan to sit down here waiting too long.
Trifecta doing a great job at the moment. I actually want to jump over to see some of their point of view as they are keeping in the lead. It's actually Rhino we're going to watch for just a moment, and just before we watch him, let's listen to him as well. Let's see what the comms are like for the guys on Trifecta.
You 2 1-shot setting.
Ryan, blue card 2.
Yeah, I'm looking blue carder. Got him. Yo, P2 still.
I hear you.
Yeah, on Sunday.
Fine, Sunday.
Blue pink door, 1 shot.
I hear you.
Got him. 1 shot, bottom blue. 1 shot, bottom blue.
Coming.
41 camo.
Still got bottom
Eli
blue.
right now.
I got
Dead.
I'm looking at Eli.
Bottom
Nice.
mid.
Bottom mid still.
P2. They shouldn't be on it.
Looking at it. On it now.
Right.
Camo's weak. I'm nading in the back.
Watch out,
Watch
watch out, watch out, P1,
Watch out, P1 with camo, guys.
Nice.
Yo, and
Bottom blue, 1 shot, bottom blue.
I'm trying to get absolute.
Bottom blue, 1 shot.
I know. And
Watch out for red. Watch out bottom mid.
Tip, this guy bottom blue.
I know. There's 2 on me. 2 on me.
Yep.
I'm trying to look for red. I'm trying to look for red.
What you got? 2 1 shot, car 2 on me.
I'm gonna get pushed.
P2 1 shot,
Eli,
base 1 shot.
Eli on me.
shots.
On my Eli.
Eli 1 street, Eli 1 street. Spartan!
Dead. Nice.
Let's go, baby! Yeah, I hear.
I'm watching my Eli. I'm watching my Eli.
Eli.
Tony.
Dude, Eli 1 shot.
Car right now, car. Red car, 1 shot.
1 shot, ready, Eli. I died.
Come
Shot
in,
red pink
P2.
at him.
Red window.
Come in, P2.
Dead.
Got one Sandy, nice. I'm coming, Eli Sandy.
A car again. Right, car one.
Two of them. I'm looking at you.
Rhino getting loud and proud, and you can see exactly why at the moment a 4-kill lead here for Trifecta. They're looking to tie up the series.
As you can tell, these two guys do not like each other. Only 4 kills to go, but each time we've been in a listen-in so far, they've been yelling each other's names across the stage every time they kill one another. Lots of bad blood between these two. Now a 2-kill game though, 46-44.
Yeah, 3 players have just fallen here, and Spartan, he heard that name.
Boy.
He's picking up a double kill now, and he is looking pumped. He's looking focused, but gets back smacked by on the bubble there by Shooter. That could be a massive kill. Just 3 kills to go in this game.
Huge kill. Next camo's not for 45, so a slight chance we see that camo come into play if things slow down, but I doubt we will see it here. 2-kill game, 3 kills to go if Trifecta is to close. Now 47-46.
1 kill between these two teams. Every single individual fight is going to be important. L-Town wins that one. 48 now. Elevate going to the lead. They only need 2 kills. Another player trapped below the base here. He's going to fall. Elevate have turned this one around.
Can you imagine how loud Spartan's going to get if they're able to close this out here? 1 kill to go.
They're trying to locate him. They're trying to find him. There's a player trapped on the lift here for Trifecta. Can they finish it off? Looking for this player. Ryan versus Spartan. It's Valkayan who gets the final kill onto Ryan, and there is Spartan letting him know exactly what he thinks.
My, oh my, it looked like it was set. I believe it was around 45, 42 or so, maybe even 46, 42 for the guys on Trifecta. But Elevate answers back. 50-47 is your final score. Maybe that mid-game trash talk, I should say that late-game trash talk, Ryan Noob yelling at Spartan's name across the stage. I think you called it. Fired up Spartan just a bit. He picks up a double kill right away after that, and they close the game. That's another heartbreaking defeat for the guys on Trifecta.
That's a joke.
That is a joke.
It's the only way to put it.
Absolutely.
Joke. If you want to beat a team like Elevate, you got to win those games. When you put yourselves in those positions, it's all good playing 9/10 of a game of Halo well, but it's all about that last couple of moments where you win or lose games. And now, I mean, if they pull off the reverse sweep, I want a dedicated Ryan Noob. Can we get one of the observers to like have a dedicated Ryan Noob cam?
And we need a dedicated camera guy on Ryan Noob. We need we need a dedicated POV, maybe picture-in-picture.
Microphone.
I want a microphone. Let's get a full crew over there. Maybe we should have one for each player, because man, as you heard, I mean, we've had 2 listen-ins so far, right? One with Elevate, one with Trifecta, and each time you've heard the trash talk directly at one another from Spartan and Ryan Noob. I mean, this is not just a story, folks, that we've fixated on for this match, right? These two players truly, a lot of disrespect.
This is real life.
This is real life. A lot of disrespect for one another, and I mean, you and I have been doing this for a while. I've had the privilege of being at MLG events for well over 10 or 12 years here, and this is a huge rivalry and some serious bad blood between these two players. Game number 3 is going to be CTF on Refuge.
Here we go then. Elevate just 1 game away from closing the series out 3-0. Expect to see that 3-0 sign being thrown up by one side of the stage if they manage to pull it off. However, could this be the start of the reverse sweep? Coming in from the other side of things, it's going to be an interesting one to watch. I mean, there's only really 1 player we could focus on at the start of this one, right? Well, actually, there's 2. Let's be honest. We're going to start off with Rain. Let's start off with either Ryan Noob or Spartan and see exactly how they're going to start it off. It's Ryan Noob. We talked about how effective he can be on this map, especially in objective game modes. Is he going to be able to pull something out of the hat here for his team Trifecta?
Uncontested rocket grab, but grenades do come in, and so he's going to have to stay alive on the enemy's wall. Already uses 1 to try to clear off ring. Second one didn't need to get hit, but the rockets are now out of play. But if there's one game type that we could see Trifecta really rally back on, I think this is the game type, right? This game type could give them brand new energy. Great double kill from Rain. You see him getting hyped up as well. If they're able to win this series will get interesting.
Yeah, and you're going to see a little bit of a sniper battle here. You saw the blinking light coming off of the sniper rifle. On the other side of things, it's going to be Rain versus Spartan. Both players know exactly where each other is, so if one of them could pick up this kill on the other, it's going to really open up the map for their team.
Spartan actually fell all the way back over to the what's called the BR DMR area, depending on which version of Sanctuary you're referring to. But Spartan's still with that sniper alive in that back of his base. Rain getting a little more creative with his angles.
Yeah, I love this. Putting the aggression on. 2 players falling. You can see Rhino moving in on that objective as well.
Right behind him.
And now you can see, oh, Spartan comes up behind Rain and makes him count.
Spartan just went BR flank to main ramp to front snipe and doubles back all the way around Rain. So he knew exactly where Rain was. Great communication from Elevate.
Now, but talking about flanks, Rhino managed to pick one up. Now he's looking to pick up a second kill, and look at how they are set up at the moment. The guys on Trifecta, they've got the opportunity to get this flag in. They have perfect map coverage. Rhino doing what he does best, picks up that kill, but a big grenade comes in from L-Town. Now it's down to his teammates to rally it back.
And now Spartan does have snipe and ring as well, as he's trying to make something happen and stay alive there. And he actually does. Spartan stays alive with snipe, so he's going to have an angle on this flag run.
See if Spartan can save the day here for his team. He's getting pushed here. Rhino putting the shots down. Can he hit the shot? Of course he can. Takes down Shooter. Is it going to stop the flag though? Musa still in position to finish it off. He puts the flag home. Spartan tried to save the day, but Musa, he puts the flag home.
Yep, great rallying there from the side of Trifecta. Even though Spartan hit the shot he absolutely needed to hit, a fantastic angle to get that under turret player. Trifecta, excuse me, sends in multiple players to finish that flag. Very well done. They go up 1-0 here.
I have missed this map. I have missed dual snipers. I have missed everything about that play. You can see from the observers here, the Rockets have fallen down bottom of the ring there, and they're going to fall into the hands of Elevate. Shoots are both out though, so not going to be too effective as far as establishing map control, etc. is concerned. But now you're seeing 2 kills falling here for Trifecta. They're making a push on the P Street now. Actually, Shooter's going to relocate to the window here to try and put pressure on these players coming off the rock respawn.
Just great pressure there from L-Town, but also a great play from Ryan Noob. We can't really, we don't highlight that kind of stuff enough. The fact that Ryan Noob stays alive on turret and is able to double back for the melee to force that, essentially a trade, right? Because his teammate cleans it up. That's a big play from Ryan Noob. So expect to see him continuing to do that, just be a big nuisance and a really difficult kill.
Trying to keep pressure on these respawners. See all of Elevate backed up on their side of the map at the moment. Looks like Rain's actually got a pull-out here, and this is a fantastic distraction, to be honest with you. You can see where the respawns came in there for Trifecta as well, in the courtyard. And now Musa has a sniper rifle. If he can hit this bullet into the visor, hits the no-scope, but his teammate unfortunately falls, and Falcated has a sniper rifle of his own. Battle's going on left, right, and center. Falcated's going wild, finds the triple, looking for more. Can't quite find that overkill.
And man, Falcated, as you saw the respawn before that, he also picked up the rockets in ring and shot both of them intentionally to waste them, so really great plays there. Ryan Noob also picks up a double of his own.
Ryan doing some work here. I'm going to watch him through the respawn momentarily, see what he can do, see if he can get behind enemy lines once more. And this is what you'll see so much of from Rhino. Almost ignore battles and the call-outs of other teams. Try and get up the map. Try and create opportunities for his team. Sometimes it doesn't work though, unfortunately, because Spartan shuts it down. Now, we've heard the trash talk between these two teams. Obviously, Elevate one map away from closing this one out. Let's jump into yet another listening here with the guys from Elevate.
Two. Mike has one. There's another guy running flag main ramp. Running at
Two ring with two.
One shot.
Nice, Sal.
Nice. Inside ring, help Sal.
He's
Jump up, sniping. He's ring 2 sniping.
Yeah, I hear you.
Our carbine sniping. 2 shot. I got him.
Keep watching flag touch. Keep watching flag touch.
I hear you.
Yeah, ring 2 rockets.
The core weak. And ring one. Watch the touch. Ring one.
He's not going for it. I'm on
We
ring
have plenty of
3.
time, dude.
I'm
Ring
on
2
ring 3.
right
Go
now.
rockets. Rocks are dead.
One shot, ring 2.
You on me?
Ring 2 weak.
Two shot. The car.
Yo, the core.
He's our bond. He went to our bond.
The core one shot.
Went to our bond, Sal.
Another one.
I hear. I'm looking bond. I don't see him.
Under their turret, weak. Ryan Noob. One shot there. Ring 2 on me.
Where's the court at?
This is ring 2, one shot.
Watch out, ring one. He'll die.
Die, dude.
Nice, Sal.
Unlucky.
I can't go for it. Ring 1. They're bond.
They're bond.
I'm gonna die.
To their bond. Both weak.
Trying to come help me, Sal?
That's another one.
3 dead.
dead.
I'm
push up, push up.
5 rocks more.
I am. I'm going.
Dude, I got back. He has 1 bullet. Jump in ring 3.
3 weak. Yo, the health on you, bro.
Shot. One shot ring 2. I died.
One dead.
It's on Sal. Weak. They're mid rock.
I can help you.
Nice, Sal. 2 dead.
They're flying rock
Ring
ramp
2
now.
on me. Ring 2 on me. Weak.
Yep.
He's ring 2.
I got naded. The health killed me.
He's
And
our
the P, and the P.
jump. Our ring
You
wall.
Guys, play up top more. Stop playing bomb.
Our ring wall weak. Ryan.
Honey, ring
He's
1.
going our P Street weak. That guy's weak, Sal. Nice.
Our wall still.
The car.
I'm dying from our
Our mid rocks. Yeah.
I remember really weak side.
Right, start.
And then I jump up.
They're carbine.
Here's a shot.
Guys, they're carbine.
Pushing mid rock.
They're jump up to ring 2.
I'm gonna try. Watch our mid rock, dude.
Our P Street weak.
He's going our side ramp. He's going our pillars.
I hear you.
Our front turret.
Killing me. I gotta keep our hut.
Watch out,
Our
mid.
hut.
The fuck? Watch out, bomb turret.
Our top turret now.
Do a bomb. Top turret and bomb turret. Nice.
Sorry, dude.
That has shots
Our
on
flag now,
carbine.
Seb. Our flag now.
Yeah, one shot.
Dead.
Nice.
Yeah, one more. There's one more.
Alright, jump up.
Our flag.
Our mid rock on him.
Rock ramp.
I hear you. He's
I got
on me.
shots.
Still our rock ramp.
Make sure you guys kill that guy.
Sav is pushing.
One shot.
One shot on Sav.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, I'm on this side,
Alright,
guys.
tie it.
There might be a guy. There might be a guy here.
Ring 2.
I'm in the flag, guys.
Idiot. I got rock.
A few things to take away from that listening. Calm. not getting too carried away, but also Elevate, you know, they're down by 1 at the moment. It seems like they're trying to formulate pushes through the rock side. You heard them saying, let's push rocks more, let's push rocks more, because that's what's working against them. A great stick here coming in from Musa. Great play from him to stop this run.
And I also say, certainly you heard the calm on Elevate as Spartan picks up a few more kills and might grab another one on the rocks, but a well-timed thrust there, I believe, from Musa helps him stay alive.
They get a touch on this flag, and that's huge. Now Spartan's going to manage to get away. 3 players drop here for Trifecta, and that should be a flag cap if they can get this final kill. Grenades being the choice of destruction here. That's 4 dead. The game is going to be tied up at 1-1.
Absolutely, it's a great cap there. And what I love from the listening as I heard Elevate, you heard them say, let's not panic. We got plenty of time. Even when they failed on the first one, when they got it back-whacked in ring 2, they had 3 dead. They couldn't run that. They wait, they take their time, they're patient, and they convert. Here we are, tied 1-1.
Spartan once again with the sniper rifle in his hand. 2 players are going to fall. They've got 2 snipers right now. If they can hit a couple of shots here, this should well be a flag cap here. You can see Spartan is behind the guys onto Trifecta. We see a tweet coming in as well from Tizionis. The trash talking is real. What a series between Elevate and Trifecta. I'm exactly feeling the same as you, and Elevate are going to go up 2-1 now. They were down by 1. Now they're 1 flag away from winning.
That's a stealth capture for Eltam. I mean, that's wild. On Refuge, Sanctuary Remake to get a stealth capture, run that thing through rocks all the way through court to go through Shoddy. I mean, that really talks about how heavily their team is slaying, especially in the Halo 5 version, to get a stealth cap there.
Spawn gets taken down by Rain, picks up a double kill, gets traded out though. Now you're seeing the aggression coming in. Ryan who picks up a kill. He's picking up kills in these rocks, and these are what I would call impact kills on the map. He's trying to get map control. He's trying to push up and create a diversion, create opportunities for his team to move up alongside him, and then of course get that flag moving.
All right, let's see. I believe those rockets were coming up just about any second. If they're not, there they are. Rockets at 10. So we'll see that coming up in just a moment here. But Ryan trying to stay alive ring 3. You know what's interesting, Onset? We haven't seen as much ring 3 control and ring 3 prioritization as we've seen across from other teams. You see a lot of other top pro teams are really focusing a lot of resources and time on getting ring 3 control. That has not been the case in this game. Interesting difference between these 2 squads and others at this tournament.
Yeah, we see the assassination coming in from Rain. They're not sure how deliberate that was or not, but Sabernet is ignoring everyone at the moment. All he's interested is getting this flag home, winning the game and winning the series. He's got it all the way back to his heart. But Musa has managed to get a pull. He didn't need to pull, but look at this. The players are going to fall. Sabernet is going to run this one home. That's going to be the game. That's going to be the series. Elevate with a 3-0 sweep.
These guys looking strong here. And you see some words there, some Spartan yelling across the stage. Unsurprisingly, that's what you'd expect from him, especially given the trash talk that preceded this tournament. Very interesting to see Musa with the pull there at the end, of course. In Refuge CTF, the only CTF variant where the flag does not need to be at home to score. So Musa's pull really only gave away his position, and it's not like that they were about to do a main ramp run and convert on that. So you have to wonder if Musa maybe was just in the mind of getting the pull before the stop. Surprising to see that. Regardless, it wouldn't have made much of a difference. Elevate wins the series 3-0.
Yeah, pretty commanding win from them as well. Had a little bit of a scare in that game number 2, but managed to close it out well. There's a couple of happy people you can see there. It looks like they knew that was going to happen, but good performance all round from every single member on Elevate there. And one player I want to give some props to, actually, that we didn't talk about too much and doesn't get talked about too much on this roster is Falcated and the way that he played throughout that series.
Yeah, take a look here. Falcated 20 and 15 in that game. He leads the game in kills. By the way, these 2 teams pretty close. 65 kills to 59. So in favor, of course, of Elevate. So still very close in terms of slaying, but we saw a little bit more coordination, especially late game coordination from Elevate. Keep in mind, Elevate trailed almost that entire game. In the end, they went 3-1, but the majority of what we just watched, they were down 1-0. But as soon as they picked up, they really caught fire.
Yeah, and I think what could be credited to that is just one piece of communication. We went to that listening, you heard L-Town saying, let's push this rocks more, let's get in rocks more. And as soon as he made that call, everything changed in that game. They would push rocks more, they were getting those pulls, they were running through rocks back to their heart back under turret and converting pretty comfortably, to be honest with you. So little things like that. We talk about how important communication is. There's a prime example of it for you.
Oh, absolutely. And especially what I also loved is there's times where, I don't know if you noticed, there was a Ryan Noob flag pull where Ryan Noob grabs the flag and he thrusts back towards turret. Spartan lands the perfect 5, right, on Ryan Noob, and Spartan doesn't necessarily get overhyped and let that rivalry get into his head. There's some players, and Spartan is even one who could fall victim to that, who could every time he gets a perfect kill against Ryan Noob, you could see him yelling. But instead, he stays calm. He stays collected, and even though he just got a perfect kill against his biggest rival at this tournament, and as you saw, someone who he doesn't have any respect for, instead he stays calm and they win that game. So I also love that we're seeing two different sides of Spartan.
Well, that series was everything we wanted it to be honest with you, as far as trash talk and entertainment was concerned. But we're going to send it back to LVP on the desk now with the boys. Break it down for us.
Thank you so much, Onset and Bravo. Strongside, welcome back to the desk. Great to see you. Loving the jacket, by the way. Very vibrant, very colourful.
Yeah, I gotta thank Wonder Boy for this one. Shout out to Wonder Boy. He hooked it up with this one.
He's in there with the style. I love it. Guys, Elevate versus Trifecta. We've just seen it. The rivalry is over. Elevate have won that one. I mean, what a game. I feel like Trifecta were always just on the edge. They were fighting for it. They were trying hard, but they just couldn't win it. It just wasn't available for them.
Yeah, and then going into that series too, after that previous loss, and then losing here in this fashion, it's going to be a tough road for them throughout the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, it's never easy to go back-to-back after losing a series, and now you've lost twice in a row. You got to find some way to regain yourselves for the rest of this tournament. You're not out of it yet. You are going to have to go through losers bracket though, and maybe you can catch up and catch some heat, because they weren't really playing as well as we've seen some of these players play in that last series. But big props to Elevate there. A lot of those games, Elevate's clutch factor was tested. They were at a deficit in that game too. They were at a deficit in game 3, and they were able to come back and really show a solid performance of clutching up and showing that they can maintain just calm, good communication and skill.
Yeah, definitely solid performance.
Let's take a look at map 1, gentlemen. So we had Oddball on Eden. It's great to see Oddball for the first game here. It's great to have it back. I mean, Strongside, how do you think the teams are handling this new game type?
You know, we're seeing a variety of different gameplay. Teams rotating around the map, teams just locking the ball over at red side. So it's interesting to see which each team brings to the table, because, you know, this game type, they're going to be learning a lot more about it as this gets played more. So we've got a handful of maps playing Oddball, and yeah, we've been seeing close games, usually towards the beginning. Yeah, I mean, this game was really close, 65-52. You saw Trifecta hanging in, but then it was close towards the end, about that 4 to 5 minute mark. We really saw the guys on Elevate start to pull away. And, you know, I think getting that early lead definitely helps, but trying to rotate the ball, trying to keep that ball at bay, and always keeping your team together, moving like a wolf pack. I think that's the biggest thing. With Oddball, always trying to stay together, always trying to escort the ball, always trying to be right near the ball guy to help him out, and then dropping the ball. That's one of the biggest things. You see players that just try and hold on to get like an extra second or two, but sometimes it's not about just getting 1 or extra 2 seconds. You want to fight. You want to get more time. You want to stay alive. So that's a useful tip as well.
Guys, let's go into map number 2. We had Slayer on Truth. Now Trifecta were really forcing those trades, but just didn't work out for them, Clutch.
No, you saw Elevate get off to a really good start, had about a 6-kill lead for a long time. I thought they were going to run away with it at one point, but Trifecta was able to mount a comeback. They got a camo. They started making plays, started crawling back. But then it got towards the end of the game, and I thought as soon as you see Ryan Noob's star Spartan, I really thought the game was pretty much over. But Elevate, like I was saying, did such a good job of staying calm, maintaining focus, and closed out this game. And they really showed me something in their character at the end of this game, that they were able to not only lose complete map control, be down 5 kills at the very end of a Slayer, and mount this comeback that you're seeing right here. And then Spartan does a great job pushing bottom middle and making sure that he gets a guy to no shield, standing up, talking smack to Ryan. You knew it was going to come as soon as they clutched up that game. I mean, Spartan once again backing up his smack talk. You got to see it.
Definitely a good habit to have, as you do not want to get caught with your foot in your mouth, and I think that happened to Ryan Noob a little bit in that series, considering the last time I heard him really yell was exactly when they lost that comeback in game number 2 to Spartan. But Spartan, monstrous game. Some of the grenades he was throwing in there, I don't even think they were meant to go where they were going.
That one front red was wild.
That was insane. I've never even seen that nade happen before, and some of his snipe shots that he was having, actually absolutely incredible.
I think he gave him the fire he needed, and it really didn't pay off well for Rhino. Next map, it was capture the flag on Refuge. Now, this was so frustrating for Trifecta. You know, they get one capture straight away, and then it just all falls apart, Elamite.
Yeah, I mean, this was a close game. It was definitely showing some signs of life, but ultimately, we saw some big things from Musa. I think he was like racking up a triple kill, but then we changed screens over to Falcated. He himself has got a triple kill and securing those flag runs, getting some of these touches, and a lot of this was definitely Spartan. Some of these snipe shots he was having, they didn't all like prevent flag captures, but when you're thrust sliding across the map and still getting your face ripped off from the enemy team's sniper, it is never a good feeling because you know just how on point they are at the time.
Well, gentlemen, let's talk about the next game that we've got coming up here now. We've got Splice versus Trifecta. Poor Trifecta having to do 2 main stage stints here, but they should be warmed up now, and they should be ready to go, side.
Yeah, I mean, they're warmed up, but they're coming off of back-to-back losses, and these are pretty bad losses. The first one was a Game 5 heartbreaker, and then getting 3-0 swept here. I mean, they're not going to be feeling good. They have to just leave this behind and then really just like focus on what they've got to do now. I mean, this is not an easy matchup either.
And we need to
not
talk
at
about
all.
is that the teams have probably doubled in skill as we progressed each series here. So we're going from a team that we saw get destroyed yesterday, given they were not playing that well in Lucid, and then moving over here to Elevate, who was playing well and still really good, but let's be honest, they're no Splice. And the fact that they're about to go up against the Splice, feeling this poorly about themselves, having so many losses. They've only taken 2 games today. And to think that Splice has just been improving after each series, getting more familiar with all these new maps and game modes, game types, it is a scary moment for them, as I think they're going to be the first one to take 3 L's in a row here today.
Looking at Splice's attitude to Halo in general, they're always so confident with themselves. You know, we don't get to see them scrim, but yet they turn up and they are incredible. Will they then take this as right? You know, they're going to be down, we're going to capitalize on that.
Yeah, I don't think Splice really cares about this Trifecta team at all. They've got their minds and their heads set on a bigger goal. That being said, I mean, yeah, you can't take them lightly because they're still pro players. They're still one of the best 16, 12 teams in the world, but Splice has shown us that they're on such a dominant level compared to the likes of Tox, Reciprocity, and everyone else that, I mean,
Splice is going for flashy stuff.
Yeah,
you know they're going to be trying to make things a little bit fancy.
This is going to be the quickest series of our tournament, I think.
Wow.
It was a bold statement.
Honesty. The honesty there from you, Wes. I love it. I do absolutely love it. Well, we had him on at the show yesterday. Shotzi is going to be playing up next with Splice. Gaskin, what did he have to say?
Thank you. I'm here with Shotzi from Splice, the man of the moment, the World Championship winner. I mean, there's a lot of talk about you at this tournament. Are you feeling confident coming into it? Is there any expectations, or are you expecting first place?
I'm expecting first place, as well as like every other tournament, or the past 3 tournaments. So yeah, I'm just expecting first.
And you should. I mean, looking at how you guys play, you should get first place, but you've come into this tournament with a lower seed. Didn't perform maybe as well as some people expected, and apparently didn't practice as much as maybe we would have expected. Why is that? Why wasn't there much practice?
Ever since we've like developed as a team, or started as a team, we practiced about, like, I think we practiced for a week straight. We, for some reason, got demolished, and then we played a 2K, and then after that, we, for some reason, played like better without practicing, and then like the 2Ks, we won like most of the 2Ks. I think we only lost 1, and yeah, ever since then, we just don't practice, so we just play like the 2Ks.
So instead of practice make perfect, it's no practice makes perfect for you guys somehow. You said you've been learning the maps kind of through this tournament. You're playing some of the new maps, playing the new modes. Why is it that you can perform so well even on maps that you've not practiced very much?
All my teammates are well individually skilled, so all we try to do is just transfer that over to the new game types, just such as like Oddball and all the other just new maps. And we know how to play the game, so like, well, we're like, if we're set up like a certain spot, we know where like the other people are gonna spawn. So like, we just try to, like, I guess you could say, fly at them, and then like we just rotate the ball, and like, I don't know, we're just really individually skilled, and we just transfer that over.
I mean, you definitely are. People are scared of playing against you because of that. And finally, your next game is against Trifecta. They've lost to Lucid. They're currently playing their second game against Elevate. You confident going up against them?
Yeah, my team is definitely like confident playing against them. I mean, they're all, well, I mean, Trifecta is really good at, or I mean, they've been competing, what, for a really long time, so I'm not going to take them lightly.
And you never should. All right, best of luck in your games. Good luck in the rest of the tournament. Lottie, on the desk, back to you.
Thank you very much, Gaskin. I really feel he's opening up as a player. I think he's really starting to get a bit more confident.
I mean, you heard it. He's like, yeah, you know, just like the last 3 tournaments, just the same thing. We're always going for first. So, you know, they're feeling pretty good, even though they don't practice too often. But I mean, you heard them. They're individual skill, and they just charge at people, and that's really what takes them far. They're so confident in their shot and in their teamwork that's really what carries this team.
And you know, he said he's learning the maps throughout this tournament. Well, can he learn these? Is this going to pull it off for them? What do you think, Clutch?
Yeah, once again, we see a lot of Splice's stronger game types. If they're going to get one of these new maps, one of these new game types and rotations, why not Slayer Refuge, where they can get some power weapon kills? You know, Splice is so dominant with those. CTF Coliseum, I think Splice is the best CTF Coliseum team we have at this tournament. It used to be Tox, but I've seen Splice just dominate Tox. So they've taken the crown in that game type. I mean, that's a strong game type to start off, and then it's all downhill for Trifecta after that.
Yeah, I think if even if I was Trifecta and I had won the last 2 series, I'd still be scared looking at those game types against Splice, because we've seen what they're able to do on those. The fact that they were coming off 2 losses, not being able to pull out victories on some of these game types against the likes of Lucid and against the likes of Elevate, I think it's going to be lights out real quick.
Lights out. But you know what? Lights on, because you guys could actually enter a giveaway right now. Use the hashtag HCS and tweet a link to the stream to enter the giveaway. You could be winning yourself an Xbox One X. How about that, guys? How about that? I'd be really chuffed if I won a free Xbox personally. I think that would be amazing.
I would like one. I would like one. Maybe
I'd like one.
Can I use the hashtag?
You probably have one, Si. Give me one.
I don't think we can, guys. I think we need to leave it to our fellow viewers at home. Obviously, you're being so loyal, so we want to give back to you guys. Gentlemen, an interesting lineup coming our way now. Splice versus Trifecta. Obviously, we all want to know your predictions, because you're the best in the business. Side.
3-0.
Clutch.
Yeah, let's make this as quick
That's
as
a
the
quick
series is
3-0.
going to be 3-0.
And Elamite.
I'd love to go against the norm here, but I can't. It's a 3-0.
Well, we will get into this very, very